Do I feel good today? What is up, DTL Universe? It's your boy, the coach, and this is your sports and sports betting brand of record. We call it Driving the Line. We are here live every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, on demand on the weekends for only 4 more weeks, because then we start a live Sunday morning show when the NFL season kicks off. Now, a little bit of housekeeping before we even get started. Do not forget, if you're a BTT fan, we got our live watch along on Saturday. The War Room drops later today. Now, as far as our plays yesterday, we got a lot to talk about because AB nailed his, but depending on which book he played with, he would cash or not cash. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Charles, a nice little 2-0 cash, but all kinds of X's on the other side. Interesting that Raphael and Seabass are not on the show today. Now, before we get to our other big announcement, we got to bring in my 5-tool player. We got to bring in my partner. We got to bring the man that I could not do this without. And I'm guessing that this morning, that after 2 days off, he's feeling fresh and froggy. AB, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, crew. Absolutely. You have no idea how much I missed all of you. But I do have to say, you guys crushed it yesterday. And I thought that Seabass's takes on the Aaron Rodgers situation, I thought he was spot on. But, man, I missed you guys so much.
We did, too. In fact, the chat did so much, they thought that you were off the show forever. And I was like, no, like everybody, where's AB? Yeah, AB coming back. Did you fire out? I said, no, it's just a day off. We need to change that narrative in the DTL universe. We really, really do. Because we're expanding, AB, and starting on Tuesday, August 20th, we have a brand new show, DTL the podcast. And look at that. You look glorious today. And I got to tell you, AB, we partnered with a really cool podcast company. They are expanding into sports. They do a ton of music like Metallica, really big bands, but they want to get into sports. So little old us. It's going to be their tentpole show. Shoot us to the moon. How excited are you for that new show, sir?
I'm unbelievably excited, right? I cannot wait. It's so awesome. And shout out to you. You set up pretty much all of this. So, I mean, well done. You and Producer Man. And then I was going to also say, Producer Man, look at that graphic. That is fantastic, man.
Right?
It's
oh,
so
my
good.
God. That is so crazy. So that'll be Tuesday, August 20th. And do not forget, this Monday, August 5th, we launch our 24 days to the NFL. And we start with the Cowboys and with the Eagles. Every weekday, 16 days of teams, 8 days of divisions. It will end on Thursday, September 5th. And that's the night that the league kicks off. So, AB, I got to tell you, I can taste it. I can feel it. We're really starting to roll, big boy. But you know what? One of our idiot cappers made a play that we have to get to quickly. So we got to speed through. Howie be like, well, why are you speeding through my part of the show? That's what Howie would say. What is the Howie Schwab crew play of the day selections?
Yeah, Howie would be all over for that one. But 2 games, 4 options, all right? Polls in the chat. Royals, Tigers, over 7 or under 7. Blue Jays, Yankees, over 8.5 or under 8.5. Vote now. It's in the chat. Update as we always do at the end of the show.
Oh, the Royals were nice last night. Easy cash, one of the 5 games on the docket. But it's a busy Friday, AB. It's a busy weekend, so we got to get to it. So, sir, if you don't mind, it is now time for the picks. Oh, and I don't even have time to start with 15 seconds today because somebody took his brand into his own hands. So, DG, I'm coming right over to you. Your first play is what?
Yeah, so listen, Coach, I know I just told y'all it was 15 minutes. I'm an idiot. It's an hour and 15 minutes, but it's still going to be quick on the show. So let me go ahead and give it to you anyway. But it's for the Spain game, Spain versus Canada in the Olympic basketball. It's the Santi Aldama over 6.5 rebounds at plus 100. He had 6 in the first game, 12 in the second game. He's averaging 30 minutes, and this is a must-win game for Spain. They have to win this game to be able to get into the actual bracket of the tournament. But another, to quote Charles, to stay on your toes live play that's going to be coming off. Also, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, SGA, 2+ steals at minus 120. But I love the Aldama play at over 6.5 rebounds at plus 100.
And ladies and gentlemen in the chat, as you hit that like button, could you also thank DG for his services here at Driving the Line and wish him well in all of his future endeavors. Because, Charles, you were 2-0. We were locked and loaded. I was ready for a big old hello. You get the 15 seconds, and your boy bogarted your entire intro to the show. But, hey, maybe we can start over. Charles, nice cashes yesterday. You, sir, get our 15 seconds.
Morning, Coach, crew, chat. I appreciate that. We deserved that one as well after the day before. So I was happy to see that we could cash some tickets for everyone. A little slow day today, but a busy weekend as well. So, hey, you know the routine. Let's cash some tickets.
And he has the best beard in the game. Soupy, happy Friday to you, sir.
Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to the USA women's rugby team who scored a last-second try to grab the bronze medal by Alex Cedric. But even bigger, Alona Mayer, the captain, Quinnipiac alumni.
Oh, nice.
That's why I'm repping Quinnipiac today.
Also, big news for that rugby team. There was a donor. She owns one of the NWSL teams, donated $4 million to the United States Rugby Association or the women's team to expand that game. So good on you. Can't remember her name off the top of my head, but wow, what a donation. $4 million between now and 2028. AB, we've got a little issue in the chat. So our boy Scott, happy 29th birthday to you, one of our OGs. But he's asking you, AB, if he should take his wife, I can't even say it, to Sonic for their anniversary. What's your answer to that, sir?
That's a big affirmative right there. Absolutely should go to Sonic. Load up. All right. So here's the question. Are you going to go with ocean water or cherry limeade? I mean, that's the question of the century. People have been trying to figure this out for decades and decades of what's the best way to go. Yeah. Plus those chili cheese conies.
Those
Cheddar
are
peppers.
really good. I like the Sonic Blast. Like they have like the Dairy Queen Blizzard. It's the Sonic version of that. Is delish. But I don't know. Producer man says I might be divorced after that. That's a very,
also
very
a
good
possibility.
Point. Yeah. Speaking of divorce, my parents are watching today, and they don't watch very often, but there's a reason they're watching today. In the chat, if you all could please wish my parents a very happy 56th wedding anniversary today. Are you kidding me? My mom drives my dad, Papa Coach, bananas, but he wouldn't have it any other way. 56 years. And 6 years ago, he got a heart transplant, so we didn't think we would see 51 years. And he is still kicking. Brand new heart, 6 years in. It's a good day in the Coachman household. So thank you all for that in the chat. All right. See how we just pivot, and it doesn't even matter if DG ruins the entire production of the show. So now, Charles, let me come over to you, because you said it's a light day, but I believe in Austria, there was one game, and in said game, I could see at least a 2-2 count. Would that work for you, sir?
That sounds good to me. Where they kick off a new season today, and newly promoted side Grazier, their home matches averaged 3.4 total goals over the last 25 affairs, and they welcome league giants RB Salzburg to town, where they averaged 4.3 goals away from home. I just expect to see both teams get on the score line today, so I'm going to grab the over 3 full-time goals, and I also have a stay on your toes live play. I'm going to go to the Czech Republic. We got Slovan and Slavia Prague. I'm going to grab the over 2.5 or 2.75, just based off of what you prefer as well. But that is Czech Republic, Slovan, and Slavia Prague over 2.5 or 2.75 full-time goals.
I would ask one of our crew members if they even know where the Czech Republic is, but I don't want to embarrass anybody. Soupy, do you know?
No, I also failed geography.
Apparently, I'm the only one on this show that knows where everything is around the world and in the United States. If you know,
I
you
saw
know.
that Midwest comment. Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed all that.
I mean, they started making jokes, AB, about the Atlantic Ocean. I was just talking about the Gulf of Mexico. That if you have a state in between that, it's the Midwest. It is, but apparently I'm the only one that feels that way. All right. Tennessee is the Midwest, damn it. All right. Soupy, let me come over to you, big boy, because we've already done DG. DG, by the way, I was so fired up at the start of the show. Did you do your Juan Soto? Did you do both plays or just your first play?
Just the first play.
Okay, I'll come back to you then. Soupy, you're taking DG's, it's kind of gimmick infringement a little bit, but it's okay. Hits parlay and a first 7 under, which is rare. Explain yourself.
Well, I'm taking the first 7 under because we've got the guy on the Tigers we thought was going to get traded, but he's not. Tarek Skubal will be on the mound, and he's going against the Royals. And in his last 3 of 4 starts, 7 innings, 2 or fewer runs allowed. And then you got Cole Reagans for the Royals. Last time he faced the Tigers, 6 innings, no runs, 12 strikeouts. It is going to be a low-scoring game for most of the game. And then maybe we get some runs later on if you want to pick that. I don't know. But take it, the first 7, under 5.5. And then the Yankees, the hottest team in the league right now, championship contenders. I never doubted them once, going against the team that pretty much sold everybody. They sold everyone out. The Blue Jays. Let's go with Aaron Judge. 1 hit. That's all we need. 1 hit. Vladimir Guerrero. 1 hit. Both of them are hot right now. Judge has 11 hits in his last 6 games. And Vlad Jr. has 15 hits in his last 8. So just get him to 1 hit either. A little juicy, but let's just make some easy money off it.
All right. Scott has something to say about your Tigers-Royals play. He says Skubal has pitched against the Royals twice, struck out 6 both times, and his prop was 6.5 today, and the 6.5 go under that total. All right, so a little bonus stay on your toes play from Scott. AB, I'm coming to you in a second. As I see Raphael in the chat, if you have any questions for him, he'll answer them in real time. But I got to come back over to DG because Juan Soto has been raking for Soupy's Yankees. And tonight, a little juicy, but sometimes the juice DC or DG is worth the squeeze. Explain yourself.
If I told you that this actual 1+ walk happened in 45% of the at-bats against the pitcher, 24 plate appearances, he's had 11 total walks in those 24 plate appearances, and he's had 1+ walk in 8 of the 9 matchups ever against Gossman. Juan Soto, 1+ walk. I know it's juicy at -145. I found this over at DraftKings. I saw it over at MGM. They had it at -175 right before the show started. So go ahead and get this while it can. If not, it's probably going to just keep skyrocketing. But you're talking about a guy, 45% of the time he faces Gossman, he gets a walk. Go ahead and hit it now. Juan Soto, 1+ walk.
All right, 45% of the time. That is crazy. Crazy. What happened to my video? I don't know. But, AB, you take it right now. I'm going to fix it, all right? You're up.
Fix it up, Coach. All right, so first off, somebody in the chat asked, is it Sonic or the Sinesta buffet? And let me tell you, that's a tough decision, but it's the Sinesta by far. Anyone who's ever stayed at a Sinesta knows that buffet is no joke. And in Nashville, by the airport, my boy Estroberto on sausage, I'm not even kidding. He will get you right. They have people on every single item. It's unbelievable. I'm telling you, it's good. But as for Major League Baseball, we've got 2 plays here. All right. Let's give these out and let's take a look at the weather. So first, Diamondbacks, Pirates. Both teams scored 3+ runs, -115. And then also the Yankees' first 5, team total over 2.5 at -110. So the reason for these 2, I will show you right now. This is what you have weather-wise today. So first off, take a look at this Blue Jays, Yankees. Winds blowing 11 miles an hour out of left center. Not huge, but it's significant enough, especially for guys like, I don't know, Aaron Judge, who are right-handed hitters that pull the ball. They are going to be blasting today in the Bronx. Next, the Diamondbacks and Pirates, 75% humidity today. And take a look at the pitching matchups. They both faced the other team very recently and didn't do well, either of them. That's why we're going to play. They're going to be runs all over the board today for Arizona. There's a lot of humidity in Chicago as well for the Cubs game. Pay attention to that one. And then finally, the Brewers and the Nationals. All All right. I don't have a play on this one, but I want you to be aware of this one. It's going to feel like 99 and 100 degrees today. Yes, that is significant in this. Pitchers get gassed, batters get gassed when they've been out in the field for a long time. So if you're live betting this game and you see one team that's out in the field just over and over and over, even if the other team's not getting runs, the runs will come. Absolutely. This kind of temperature will gas players. But the two to pay attention to, Arizona and Pittsburgh, Toronto and New York, those are definitely items that you want to jump on. And we might not have Coach back, so we're going to continue to go right here. All right. Did we get all the plays? I think that with Charles, did you have any split plays here?
No master splitter today, but I did want to give you a props on that hat. I didn't realize that was a Bucky. Very nice lid there.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, old Bucky's, man. We support them. Yeah. Coach, good to have you back.
Yeah, it's great to be back. Somebody messed with my systems here in the coach household. I'll get on my kids in a moment. But AB, thank you for killing that last 2.5 minutes. Did we get to all the picks? Yes?
Yep.
All right. Oh, I hate when that happens, but that's all right. When you have a live broadcast 7 days a week, 365, it happens from time to time. We got a lot to talk about with the Hall of Fame game last night. As you guys know, educate and entertain. It's always brought to you by, I cannot wait for August 30th, Reagan, the movie.
Welcome to your life.
You can run from a bully for so long,
There's no
but after a while, you're going to have to stand up to him.
What did the president know, and when did he know it?
I am about to start the biggest war of this century.
You told me you wanted to make a difference in this world.
What would you have me do?
I want you to fight!
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Wants to rule the world.
I want you to fight. I want you to fight. And last night, the Texans and the Bears, they were fighting all the way into the third period. I was watching soccer on the other contraption, iPad, whatever you want to call it, and they had a delay. The game was in Chicago. Then all of a sudden on our thread, everybody's talking about, well, what happens if the Bears game doesn't continue? I was like, wait a second, what happened? So, AB, let me start with you because everybody's in a frenzy because it could not have stopped at a worse point. And it's a preseason game. There was really no urgency to continue the game, but it was 21-17, so it made for some very interesting discussions, which we're going to have right here, right now. Do you think that we should change it because some books paid the over, 21-17. Some books played the first half. Hardly any books played the entire game. We had the Texans minus 1.5, so we saved and got refunded, but it was craziness stopping the game right there. Do you like the rules the way that they are?
I hate anytime a game gets delayed, stopped, because it puts everyone in a really weird position, right? So my book paid out the over because obviously it had already hit. We had 31 points at halftime there, but it does leave people in weird positions. And I won't call the two books out, but there were two that really went opposite, right? In regards to, are they going to pay out, a final game bet? Because the game was ruled, a finish, even though the books have their timing of you have to have, go to at least 5 minutes left in the game, et cetera. It's brutal. I wish that there were something that was consistent, but I don't know if you're ever going to get it. So, yeah, like I wish we could change those rules. I don't know what the answer would be. I admit that.
It is tough, DG, as AB said, to know what the answer is. And these sports books sometimes, though, I feel like they're always against us. So what I mean by that is, Raphael says it all the time. The books hate this, the books hate that. But sometimes it'd be nice if the books just said, you know what? We'll do you a solid. We'll do you a solid. We won't do that. And actually do something nice, even if it's against house rules. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you have to look at it. They're running a business too. And that's what I always go back to everything about, what makes sense to the bottom line. And so they're running a business. And I know we all want to win. My thing is I think you eventually see some kind of rules set in place. And I think you're going to see that maybe that has to go through 3 quarters to be a complete game. Just like you see baseball, it has to extend a certain amount. If not, the whole thing gets voided. If not, it makes it past the 5th inning, and then the bet stays. The house rules are the house rules, and so I've learned to kind of just accept them, but honestly play with them in mind. But this is unprecedented, especially preseason. I think they have to go ahead and look at this and maybe look at it differently, because really in the regular season, you're going to see these games finish out one way or the other, whether it's the next day, especially how important they are, or played later in the season. So I think the house rules are important, but I think they got to put in some kind of stipulation for maybe a third quarter. It has to go through the third quarter.
Yeah, you're right. Mainly college does this. If it's like 56-3, they'll end the game if it's weather like this. I knew that not having Raphael on the show today was going to drive him bananas. He's old school. He's an OG. And he's in the chat. He says, no change on the rules, capital letters. Must play 55 minutes, period. I can just see him right now. His head's exploding. Soupy, where do you land on this?
I agree with DG. The books just want to make their money, and that's all they care about. They do, when football season comes, they do the solid of us when a player gets injured. If you hit their prop, they'll pay you out. If you didn't hit their prop, you get your refund. So they do us some solids in that sense. But I don't think there's ever going to be a universal rule of every book does it this way. Every book's going to do it their own way. And if it screws you over, they don't care because they get their money. And like Raphael has said, they look at those bottom lines and they care how much money they're getting.
I always hate it. Yeah, AB, go.
Well, I was just going to say, we could talk about this all day long, but wait until it's college baseball. The books give you 4 minutes to get your bets in before the game starts. Talk about pressure.
I also hate in regular baseball, because it seems like it's happened to me a lot, where you're playing a total or you're playing a side and it gets to the 7th inning or 8th inning and you're up by a lot. And then they go to a rain delay and just go, it's 8-2, so we're not going to finish it. And then that's always a scratch. Like everything stops. I hate that. Don't you guys hate that so much? Especially, it always seems like it happens when we're on the winning side of the ticket.
Always.
Hasn't been on the winning side of anything in the last couple of months, or really the last several years. And I'm talking about Mike Trout. He's been out with an injury, and now he's torn his meniscus in addition to the original injury that he's had, so he is out for the year. And AB, as I was looking at some big-time guys and big-time contracts, it came to my mind that maybe we've seen the end of the long, big-money contract. Because when you're talking Steven Strasburg, or Albert Pujols, or A-Rod twice, or Bryce Harper, he's still in it, or Robinson Cano, there hasn't been anybody that has played for the full 7 or 10 years and actually played up to that contract. Have we finally seen, with this injury, the end of these really long deals for 40 or 50 million per?
Probably for the most part. But the reason that these teams do it is because let's use Patrick Mahomes as the example, right? The teams want to lock them in on a number and have that sit for 10, 11, 12 years so that they don't have to keep paying a higher number doing contracts every 2 or 3 years. So it's a move that the teams use to save themselves money, but you want to roll those dice? Because it's not really working out except for Patrick Mahomes, right? So, yeah, I mean, this is all in the team's handling of these contracts. So 100% it's going to change. Yeah, definitely.
It does feel like, DG, as we look at all these, and out here in, I'm 20 minutes from the Anaheim Stadium, Albert Pujols famously left St. Louis for a 10-year deal, and they said, we know we're only going to get 5 good years, but it's worth it to us. How? I don't know. Your take on this topic?
Yeah, I think you look at this and you see like a contract like Ronald Acuna had, right? He had, I think it was 8 years for I'm not exactly sure, but it was just like, it wasn't a huge contract. And so I think it was 100 million is what it ended up being. But you look at that contract and that's doable, right? Because it's not it's the amount of total money. And so when you look at these 10 years, $300 million, you're talking about 30 million a year for a guy, that honestly up into his age is 35, 38. It might not be worth it. But also you have the injury, just it's so unlucky, especially that long But if you limit the amount of your exposure, I think that's where you can go right in this. But the reason these teams want these guys, they want them from like age 23, 24 to age 33, 34, because they get the prime, they're guaranteed of that, and they can ship them off when they're really wanting for that new contract when they're at 33, 34 years old. And I think that's why they're doing this. I just would never pay the $300 million. That's crazy to be crazy.
I think a lot of people agree with that. And Soupy, as I come over to you, real quick, AB, go.
No, keep going. I'll say it at the end. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay, Soupy, your take, big boy.
So AB mentioned about trying to get him early. Your boy, Coach Bobby Witt, 11 years, $288 million contract. That is a absolute bargain for how great he is playing this year. So are we going to see these? I still think that they're going to happen because the players are still going to demand it. I'm thinking of one free agent next year in particular, Juan Soto. He is going to, I think he could possibly get 13, 14 years because he's young. I believe he's going to be 27 when he enters free agency. That's absolutely insane. We don't see that often. Most of the time when these players finish their arbitration, they're usually about 29, 30, 31 years old. But Juan Soto is in a rare space. That's why I think he will be maybe one of the rare to get like a 13-year, possibly $400 to $420 million contract. And so I don't believe that it will end until possibly the owners and the players in their next collective bargaining agreement kind of put the kibosh on a sort of length of contract.
Okay, interesting. I've got my take in a second, but AB, I want to come over to you off of that. What do you got?
The greatest contract in this conversation in the history of sports. Google it. You can look it up. 2015, the mascot for the Minnesota Vikings, Ragnar, okay? He demanded and held out for a 10-year, $1.6 million contract that he would be paid $20,000 a game. Held out.
Did he get it?
Fired him. That's not a joke. Go Google it, look it up. He wanted a 10-year deal that he get paid $20,000 a game. They said, we appreciate your work and best of luck in your future endeavors.
And then they went down to the video room, got an intern, put him in the thing, and he ran the team out onto the field for
100%.
free, damn it, for free. Two things that Subi said that I actually agree with. Bobby Witt is a $40 to $50 million a year player. That's how good he is. Making in the 20s, I cut that in half because that's what he should be making. And so for him to sign, Patrick Mahomes talked him into that deal. But Soupy brings up a really good point. If they get rid of all these arbitration years, because American players, they have to come in and spend 6-7 years just to get to the big money deal, That's why they don't get it till they're 28 or 29. If you come in, get rid of that, and treat them the same as the foreign players who can sign a big deal right from the jump, then maybe at 21 or 22, you could get a good 10 years. But that would have to change, and I don't know that it will. But that would be the change that would actually work. Soupy, go.
As you mentioned that, I'm thinking of Shota Imagana with the Cubs. I believe he's going to be a free agent either next year, I think next season. The way he's pitching this year, and if he pitches again like that next year, he could definitely get a massive, massive money deal, $30-35 million per year.
And he's only been in for 2 years. I don't think for a lot of these. I think pitchers are done with more than 5-year deals. But I agree, 30 to 40 million a year. I don't think we're going to see any pitchers longer than 5 years anymore because Tommy John surgery it's an epidemic. It's an epidemic. By the way, I don't know if you guys saw this, but the bookie in the Shohei situation is pleading guilty. And there's another guy that's on the Real Housewives of Orange County that's friends with my past. So that's been an issue out here. And then his best friend, as I told you guys, belongs to my club. And it's been an issue there as well. So we've got a lot of drama going on out here when it comes to Shohei and his guys booking.
If he's pleading guilty so quickly, I mean, that's got plea deal or something written all over it, man. Yep.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Gentlemen, well done on the topics today. We have just crossed the bottom of the hour. It is 10:30 in the east, 7:30 where I'm sitting in the west. If you weren't here at the top of the show, do not fear. We have you covered. It's something we like to call the whip around. No, Big Cheesy, I am not mixing it with. I have nothing to do with it. Stop it. All right. Today, who's going to go the yard? We bring Charles back in. What a shock. Shohei Ohtani, the first name on the board. Aaron Judge, Kyle Schwarber of the Phillies, Bobby Witt Jr., who's my absolute favorite player, even if I wasn't a Royals fan, and Vlad Guerrero Jr. of the Blue Jays. Charles, where are we going to go today?
Give me Vladdy Jr. plus 450, the biggest number on the board. So I like him as a dog in the spot as well. I think we'll see runs. So for show purposes, Vladdy Jr. plus 450. Plus, we got that Bobby Witt Jr. yesterday as well. We just keep on pumping them out on this little segment.
Okay, very good. There's the one. All right, Soupy, going over to you. What do you like?
I like AB's weather report on the Yankee game that the wind is going to be blowing out into left field. Aaron Judge has 5 home runs against Kevin Gausman. Give me Aaron Judge tonight.
Okay. Oh, Judge has been absolutely on fire. DG, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm going to go Vlad Guerrero Jr. as well. Plus 450 is hard to turn down, especially with the wind blowing out. But an honorable mention, I'm going to go Ben Rice for the Yankees. I think he gets one up in the air and let it ride, baby.
No Chisholm today? No Chisholm as an honorable mention from anybody? AB, what do you like?
After the show ends, I want everyone to go to drivingtheline.com, all right? Because here's the deal. Aaron Judge is hitting a home run today, and if he doesn't, everyone right now type the word coach in the chat. I will choose someone tomorrow, and you will receive one item of whatever you want that's on drivingtheline.com if Aaron Judge does not hit a home run, because Aaron Judge is hitting a home run today. So just type coach in the chat. Yeah, and we'll get you all set up if he doesn't hit one.
By the way, where are they playing today, by the way? Oh, they're playing at home against the Blue Jays. Okay. I had it reversed in my mind. I saw something in the chat. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, the weather in New York is what it is today. Gentlemen, well done. All right. Now, this is the part of the show where we give you every single pick in 10 seconds or less, one nugget on each show. And we're going to go to Austria to start. Charles, you're up, sir.
Yeah, they kick off their new Bundesliga season. Grazer and RB Salzburg. I'm going to grab the over 3 full-time goals. I just see both teams contributing to the score line. Then I had to stay on your toes live play in Czech Republic, Slovan and Slavia Prague over 2.5 or 2.75 full-time goals.
Hashtag it pays to watch live. DG, you're up.
Yep, this game starts in about 45 minutes now. Santi Aldama over 6.5 rebounds at plus 100. That's even money, Raphael. 6 in the first game, 12 in the second game. This is a must win for them. And then Juan Soto, 1+ walk, minus 145. In their 24 plate appearances, he's had 45% of these being walks. And then the stay on your toes live play, I have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander for 2+ steals at minus 120.
I love how you guys are giving extra value for those of us who stay live on the show. All right, speaking of Aaron Judge, part of what you like today, Soupy, go.
Because Judge is high. 11 hits in his last 6 games. Vladdy Jr., 15 hits in his last 8 games. Both of them just need a hit. And Tarek Skubal has allowed 2 or fewer runs in 3 of his last 4 starts. Last time Cole Reagans faced the Tigers, he went 6 scoreless. Under 5.5 runs in the first 7 innings.
Can you imagine if both of those 1 hits for Judge and Guerrero were home runs and we cashed them from the go in the yard segment too? That would be next level kind of stuff right there. AB, you're up, big boy.
Diamondbacks, Pirates, both teams to score 3+ runs, minus 115. It's going to be a fun game there at Pittsburgh. And then the Yankees, first 5, team total over 2.5, minus 110. I think the Yankees come out on fire in this game.
On fire. By the way, Maddie says, remember we didn't have this every morning for a few months, dark days. So happy to have this hour in my day. Appreciate you guys more than you know. Well, guess what, Matt? In addition to this hour, about 1 o'clock Eastern every day, you can hear more discussion no straight picks, more discussion on DTL, the podcast, to get you through the afternoons as well. We got you covered. And then don't forget that on Thursdays, Sundays, and Monday nights, DTL After Dark for premium members comes back as we break down and watch the first quarter live every time there's an NFL primetime game. What else can we do for you? Soupy, where can we find your stuff?
Bettingpros.com, fantasypros.com. And if Aaron Judge doesn't hit a home run and you do get some merch, grab a Trust the Beard shirt.
Wait a second. You have merch?
Oh, you didn't know? Of course.
No, I didn't. I did not know that you had merch.
I do.
At our brand, do you have merch?
I do. Thank you, AB, for the design. It looks absolutely incredible.
Interesting. All right, I'll deal with that after the show. All right, time to wrap things up and get ready for the weekend. It's time for the closing bell. A Big Cheesy, you make it too easy. Soupy had merch before Coach. When you run the brand, you're above the merch. Don't you know that, Big Cheesy? All right, AB, where are we going to go? Where did the crew decide they're going to go today?
And a fact check too. Coach was the first one to create merch on here, so he gets that title too. They can't leave him out on that. All right, the crew has chosen Blue Jays, Yankees over 8.5. 60% of the votes. Smart group of people the crew is, because they're going to be runs all over the place.
Wow. I like that a lot. AB, I got to tell you, I don't think I've been this fired up heading into a month as I am right here and right now with what we have planned. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be a ton of fun. What are you most looking forward to as we launch our 24 days of the NFL coming up on Monday? And then, of course, our new additional podcast on August 20th.
I'm just excited for all the different ways that we get to break these games and sports down, right? So just like you said, all right, we're going to break down every single NFL team, every division, and not only futures to play right now, but how you could go about playing them during the season. They really are going to be pieces that you could use all season long. So wait for those when they come out next week. And then, DTL the podcast, dude, I can't wait for that. That's going to be a ton of fun, man.
No, it's going to be a ton of fun. And we start with the Cowboys and the Eagles in the NFC East on Monday. 2 teams a day, every single weekday. I can't wait. I can't believe, baby, we got here. We knew the first 7 months would be a grind, and they have been. But now we're getting ready to fly, baby. Now we're getting ready to fly. You're the man.
Yes,
Producer man. You know what time it is. Thank you for the one shot. It is now August 2nd, 2024, and when you're building something, it is brick by brick, step by step, and we've been doing it together. Now it's time to take ourselves to a whole nother level as we head into what we like to call our bread and butter, the football season. We're ready for you, and hopefully you're ready for us. So for today, it's now time for you to go out into the world, for you to pay it forward, be kind to one another, and understand this. Whether you have merch or whether you don't, there is only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. Right, Tackard level. My man from the Dirty Charles. Best beard in the game, Soupy. My man from Memphis, Tennessee, DG. Never forget about producer man or my partner AB, and I'm simply Coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you. Do not forget tomorrow on demand with AB, so we can win with you. It's truly what we're all about every single day right here at Driving the Line. Good luck.